Right, we're going to have another battle, good versus evil once again. This time evil comes in red. So it's, we're playing Contact Lost, so this is the mission from Maelstrom of War where you have to control an objective to generate an order. You start off on your first turn with one, and you've got to put yourself out there to get these objectives. So it might be a very bloody game, this one, forced out into the open perhaps. The objectives are spread out, but majority of them are in the middle. So we've got one here right in the corner, another one here on this board edge, and then there's two, well three occupying the centre. So we've got one outside of this trench, one just on the side of that tree, another one behind the redoubt, and the last one is over here next to these trenches. So we're playing Vanguard strike as well, so it's corner to corner. The forces of the World Eaters are going to be in that corner. Ultramarines 3rd Company will come on from this side here. So the fortifications are not going to be forwarded in the right way, but they're going to attack from both sides. They must be fighting over these defences here. Right, we've got 2,000 points of World Eaters, so this is an unbound detachment, but we do have a formation in here is basically the majority. It's pretty hard to get a lot of skulls in your army, but we've done it. So there he is at the back. Most of the army's based around him since he costs so many points, but here he is. And the body of the army is the Maelstrom of Gore. So we've got to have Kharn the Betrayal leading that because it's just the law. So there's 4 squads of 8 Kharn Berserkers. There's roughly about 4 chain axes in every squad. Some squads have 2 plasma pistols. One of them doesn't, I think. So a smattering of weapons, but what they do have every champion has a melter bomb. They have 2 rhinos with dozer blades and extra armour, and then there's just 2 spawn. So that's a very small army. Kharn is the warlord, and looking to take some skulls, spill some blood.
Points of Ultramarines here. It's a company battle force.
It's in fact the entire 3rd Company.
It's the entire 3rd Company. So we have 6 companies, 6 squads rather, of Marines. First squad has a veteran sergeant with a grav gun, a combi grav, and there's a grav gun in there. Second squad is a sergeant with a power fist. Not a power fist, power sword. And third squad is just all bolters with a veteran sergeant, with an ordinary sergeant. They're all in rhinos. And we have 3 Razorbacks, each containing 5 Marines. This squad has combi plasma and plasma. This one's all bolters, this one's all bolters.
And the Razorbacks.
Razorbacks.
Las cannons.
The bolters, yeah. That's that. At the back we've got 2 units of jump packing guys. Each has 2 flamers, a veteran sergeant with a power sword and a melter bomb, ordinary sergeant with a melter bomb. And we have 2 units of devastators, veteran sergeants, and there's a grav gun, grav cannon in each, and they're in drop pods. Right. And over here we have 2 dreadnoughts. One's an assault, ironclad dreadnought in a drop pod, and the other one is a veteran of the Tyrannic Wars. He's got plasma cannon and a power fist. He's in the dreadnought. And over here we have...
He's in the drop pod.
Drop pod, yeah. And we have command squad led by Michael Fabian, and he has amongst his glitterati Empress Champion with power sword and relic blade, I think it is. He's got relic blade too, and he's got a grav gun, combi grav. And we've got a standard bearer with power fist, we've got a medic, we've got a flamer, an ordinary guy with a bow, pistol and sword.
And so has he got artificer armour?
He does have artificer armour.
He's obviously got the grav gun as well. Don't think he can have a relic blade. I think it's just a power sword.
Yeah, power sword. Yeah.
Yeah, it's him who's got a relic blade.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right.
And this guy here, chaplain, with his jump pack, he's just probably hung out with the jump packers.
Okay. World Eaters, they're here first, so they're set up first, and we're using the bunkers. We've got them on our side, so we might as well use them. So we've got Kharn in the bastion with 8 berserkers. We've got another 8 berserkers in this little bunker here as well. So the other 2 squads are in here, both squads with the double plasma pistol. They're in the rhinos, and big lot of skulls with these trusty pets. These spawn, they're going to look to just plough into that midfield where all the objectives are. So in this game we're choosing to use the Supremacy tactical objectives for the World Eaters, for these. Growing very fond of them. Since we're the smaller force, it's good to use those kind of things. Ultramarines, seeing the massive angry giant on the horizon, they've chosen to deploy the Marines who are out in the open, susceptible to the big Hellstorm template, or as far as away as they can. So there's rhinos galore here. This one's got the double plasma gun. No, this one's got the grav in the double grav attack, supported by those Marines. And then we've got the command rhino at the back, another rhino. This razorback, sorry, this one's got the double plasma attack in. There's another razorback with a las cannon, and the final rhino here. So Ultramarines spreading along the line. They're trying to just give up bait units. It's a bit like chess with pawns and whatnot. Unlucky being an Ultramarines pawn against the lot of skulls, but they've got a lot in reserve as well. There's 4 drop pods to come down throughout the game. There's 2 dreadnoughts and 2 devastator squads, shall I say. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Ultramarines, going to see if they can steal the objective. Steal the initiative rather. And they do. That is a bit upsetting. So the Ultramarines have their orders, and the first drop pod with the ironclad dreadnought is going to try and arrive here. So let's see if it scatters. Nope, direct hit. So dead on target. The ironclad, he steps out of his vehicle. He's got eyes for this rhino with his melter gun. So there's another drop pod with a venerable dreadnought coming in, and where's that going to go? In close support. Alright, let's see. Is he going to land? Bang on target, so he's 2 objectives straight away from the drop pods claimed. Ultramarines have landed and moved out, so the dreadnoughts are the vanguard of the attack, and everything else is swinging around to the left, it seems. So the jump packs have already moved. We've already included the run move as well, so they're just stacking up behind the crates, the armor crates. It's rhinos in close support, so it seems like this Kharn vehicle is going to be taking the brunt of this attack, so everything's facing up on it. It's going to probably give away first blood, and then worst case scenario is it gets cracked open, and then a plasma cannon from this venerable dreadnought drops a blast on them. So they're everywhere, and they're taking all the objectives with objectives secured. It's exactly what we expected, being Kharn, but we're pretty much here just to take skulls and blood. That's what we're here for. So they're everywhere. Every objective is in the hands of the Ultramarines. Right, so the Razorbacks with the las cannons are the first things to open fire. So everything, just about, even the ironclad fires this as rhino, destroys it, and everyone's forced to disembark. So this is exactly what we didn't want. They just say did it, and there's now a plasma cannon coming to fire in on these berserkers. So it's going to drop it just there, and it does hit. Does it get hot? Because you haven't rolled to get hot. Nope. So it's going to land. It's going to get 2, and 2's to kill. Okay, so they're both dead. Okay, this heavy bolter Razorback now opens up fire on the target inside. 2 wounds dealt out, we have to save those. Both save, that ancient armour holds up. Alright, this heavy bolter Razorback is next on the Berserkers. We have to take more stick, so 1 goes down. So just almost been halved now. So that is the end of the Ultramarine shooting phase. They did get 3 objectives this turn to, well, 3 orders should I say, but they did get 3 points for the objectives. They achieved Supremacy for the D3, only rolled a 1. They got March from a Crag, only got a 1, but they did get First Blood. So 3 points that could have been devastating first turn. I've got March from a Crag with this unit here, and of course they've just got hundreds of objectives, so everything else is it's pretty much to fight for now. Kharn needs to push forward and get in there, take some skulls. That's what we're here for.
Blood for the Blood God!
Okay, we're into World Eater's turn 1. So I've pulled our single card for the first turn. We're not securing any objectives to get any more. We've pulled Secure the Field. Got to control 2 odd numbered objectives, so it's not going to happen this turn. So no points. We're just going to try and get these skulls any way we can. So he's moved over the wall. Only got 6 inches for the move through cover, but we've got plenty on show for what he could try and attack. We're going to try and take out these dreadnoughts. I've got 2 plasma pistols in this squad, so we're going to try and retaliate against this ironclad. This rhino's pulled back out the top hatch. We've got another 2 plasma pistols, but other than that, apart from the spawn going forward, we're going to try and get a charge off on one of those Razorbacks. That's what the spawn are good at. Just going to try and kill stuff. So we might as well just go straight into the shooting phase. What we'll do is we'll do 2 plasma pistols here at this ironclad dreadnought. So both hit, that's good news. Strength 7, there's a 6, that's good. So there's 1 glance on the ironclad, and we're going to do 2 more plasma pistols at the top hatch of this rhino at him. Another 2 hits, that's pretty good. Any more 6s? Nope, just a 5. So we're going to do the Lord of Skulls now. So we're going to activate Demon Forge. We're going to target the 2 drop pods and this Venerable Dreadnought with the Hellstorm template, and then we're going to fire the Gatling cannon at the ironclad. So we'll do it at the ironclad first. So this has got 12 shots, I think. Alright, so it's got 12 shots. It's strength 8. He's only ballistic skill 3, so we're needing 4s to hit. And that looks like it's okay. Just below half, we'll take that. Oh no, there's no 4. Good news, so we've got perfect average. So it's strength 8, the ironclad's 30 on the side, so we're needing 5s to glance. And we get 1 pen, but because we're activated Demon Forge, we get a re-roll all those fails. Right, we've got what we needed. That will glance him to death. He's not going to explode because we're only AP 3, so that's task 1 complete. So he's burning now, sweet revenge. And then we've got the Hellstorm template. We're going to go for this drop pod first, then this one, and then finally the Dreadnought. So this drop pod, it's strength 8 and it's primary weapon 1, so you pick the best of 2. So we'll have the 6, that's a pen. On a 6, it'll explode. To 5 goes to 6, it's already mobilized. So that's 2 hull points for him, and it's on its last hull point. So that's pretty good. And this one, same thing again. No, it's no good. You can hear the twisting steel as it's being targeted. So it's Demon Forge, so we'll get a re-roll that because they weren't good enough. So that's not good enough either. Right, on the Venerable Dreadnought, he's armor 12 as well. Nope, Demon Forge, come on. 4 is a glance, so he's going to take a glance. It's going to ignore all intervening terrain since it's a template. So there's a first glance on that Venerable. So unsurprisingly, that is the end of the shooting phase for the forces of Kharn. We're going to go straight into the assault phase. So the Lord of Skulls, he's going to assault this drop pod, and he is in. And we're going to do the spawn onto that Razorback. So we're going to see if we can get in there. We've got Fleet. That's a 9-inch charge. That's more than enough. Okay, so the spawn, they're in on that Razorback. We're going to see what kind of attacks they're going to have. So that's a 2. So that'll be a D3 result of 1. so they've got an armor save of 4. Okay, and then they're going to have random attacks, so D6 attacks each. Only 1 attack each, that's not good. But they've got rage going in, so they've got a extra 2 attacks each. So it's not what we wanted, but it's what we've got. So here we go, hitting on 3s against the standard Vigo. Okay, that's good. Strength 5, so we're needing 5s to glance this Razorback. And well, there's a pen, and the rest of them are 1s, unfortunately. So 2 damaging results. 1's a pen. Let's see what happens. 2, so it will be Snapfire. Lord of Skulls, he's up next, so he's going to do his Hammer of Wrath on this drop pod. So his basic strength 10, he's going to need a 2, that's a pen, so it's already dead. Let's see if it explodes. 5, goes to 6, goes up and top, but it does not explode, so it's wrecked, and now the Lord of Skulls owns that objective, so we're trying to get rid of these support vehicles for the Ultramarines. Bit of a shame the spawn only rolled 1 for their attacks, but it happens, so slowly, that seems to be the case here. Ultramarines turn 2 now, so they're going to have instant support. Only 1 drop pod arrives. It's got a Devastator squad in. It's going to try and land here and contest this objective. So it's going to scatter a whole 8 inches right towards the bastion. So that's really not what they wanted there. They wanted to contest that objective, block the World Eaters from getting able to generate an objective next turn. So the drop pod does arrive there, and Devastator squad gets out. They've even ran just to try and get closer to this objective, just in case this Rhino goes down and somehow, but they've wrestled that one back from the Lord of Skulls, so at the cost of a Razorback on his last hull point. And the Devastator squad didn't really have much to shoot at anyway, since there's only 1 grav cannon in there, and it would only just make the Lord of Skulls angry, so they're just trying to play this tactically, since there's a lot of tactical Marines. And here we go, he's all the tactical Marines starting to emerge. They did all combat squad before the game, so 5-man units got out of this Rhino. They're going to try and shoot to death all of these Berserkers. They have played the tactical doctrine as well. They will get all rerolls. And here comes a full squad of 10 out of the Rhino, again combat squadded. The grav guns, since they did move, they're just not within that 9-inch range to target those Berserkers, but they're going to have to do the work with the bolters. So it's a very target-rich environment. They're really putting their lives in the hands when the Lord of Skulls is on the horizon, but they feel that they need to clear away these Berserkers. And more tacticals made an appearance on this side, so these get out of this Razorback. They're going to try and deal with the spawn. Only got bolt guns, these ones. And then there's another double combat squad here. Going to be at long range, probably at the spawn, because they're normally nasty vehicle killers, but they just didn't do the job on the Razorback. But they're going to have to come under some heavy fire now. They're tough enough to sort of weather it, but I expect at least one of them to go here. Alright, Ultramarines opening fire with this drop pods. Most of them, well, all of them so far have Deathwind launchers on, so we're going to try and get some casualties this time. It did try and land right in the middle of these. It scattered off to the left, only got 2 and only wounded 1, so we'll have to save on a 3 for these Berserkers. Nope. First casualty, those Deathwind launchers. Finally going to pick the points back now. And then there's a lot more bolt gun fire from over here. Bolt guns from this squad, really good round of shooting for hitting, but didn't get any wounds with this squad. So it's up to the Rhino with the Storm Bolter and a 2 bolt guns out the top hatch. Caused 2 wounds on the Berserkers. Going to try and save these now. 2 saves, that's good. So a woeful performance for wounds on these guys. So hopefully these guys are from a different training camp. Are you going to go with the heavy bolter Razorback? Might as well get this one. So 1 hit so far. There's all hits, 3s to wound, and that's 2 wounds. That seems to be the trend here. and there's 2 casualties finally starting to give way now. So there's only 2 left: plasma pistol and the champion. Have to come through with still a lot more firepower. The combined might of all these bolt guns firing at the Kharn berserkers. Got 5 wounds this time. The tactical doctrine's really getting good use here since there's so many tacticals. 3s to save. Nope, there's the 2 saves. That's the full squad gone now. So down 1 berserker squad. The Ultramarines coming out in mass. Done the job, but a lot of skulls will be licking his lips at this target-rich environment. Okay, bolt gun shots over here. The Rhino doesn't do anything, but all these bolters fire. Terrible, absolutely terrible. And you get 1 wound on these spawn, and even then we've got to save on the sandbags on a 4. So we save that one, which is crucial because this squad here, rapid fired with the tactical doctrine in play, caused 2 wounds. So this spawn he get, he's now got 2 wounds. But since that save of the squad who fired first, that saved his bacon, he's still alive. Alright, in the Ultramarines' desperation, fire this las cannon at the spawn. Hit, wounds, no save this time, it's too high for that cover. So the spawn does finally die. It's down to 1 left. They're still quite potent, even just 1 spawn, so the Ultramarines need to be wary of him. Right, this spawn not out the woods yet. There was 1 las cannon shot from this Razorback, 1 hit, 1 wound, but he has got save through the flying buttress there, so he's going to try and save on a 4. And he does, absorbed into the masonry on that bunker. Right, last thing for the Ultramarines in this turn, the Dreadnought. He only runs 1 inch, he's not failing himself. So that is the end of the shooting phase, and although the Ultramarines have put themselves out in the open, it was for good reason. They got overwhelming firepower on the Kharn berserkers and killed a character. The Razorback, the command Razorback in the corner, his Warlord trait came into play, where if he scores an objective he gets an extra point on top of that. So in all they came with 5 victory points in that turn. Yep, so they scored objective 3 as well, so it's all going well for the Ultramarines. And it was never about points for Kharn, we're just here for blood. Okay, and actually they've got an extra D3, it's follow the codex. They are using the tactical objectives out of Rise of the Primarch, so these are pretty handy. So he's scored 2 other tactical objectives, so you get D3 on top of this as well. So just the 1, so it's actually from 5 points to 6 points. The Ultramarines are just running away with the victory points here. Well, they just turned 2 now, so everyone has made an appearance. So before we go any further, we've got to do the Demon Forge roll for the Lord of Skulls last in my turn. So we're going to see if he takes a hull point on a 1. And he does. But we do have, in the same turn, we get a It Will Not Die roll. No, so he's taking a hull point because of the forge, the Demon Forge. So anyway, aside from that, he moves through cover 12. We do get a 6, so he gets to double that, goes forward. So this is where it's going to hurt for the Ultramarines. We are in range because we moved 12 to take out both squads here potentially with the Hellstorm template. So he's well in this area. All the Ultramarines, you can see the knees knocking. This Rhino pulls back, turns around, deposits lots of berserkers, 2 plasma pistols in there, ready to get amongst all that blue. And Kharn comes out of the bunker, out of the bastion even, so he's on his way. Got a drop pod and a tactical, well, it's not a tactical squad, it's a devastator squad. There's a grav cannon in there, so that's pretty nasty. So he's going to deal with him. He wants his skull. And same thing out of here, out of this bunker comes a lot more berserkers. So the tactic here is we surround this Razorback, kill the Razorback, and everyone inside can't be placed, so they will be destroyed. That's the plan. Just in case anyone's wondering, you can't assault from buildings because they have the assault special rule. I've forgotten what the actual name of it is, but you can assault from buildings. So that's what we're planning to do. The spawn, he's come this way. He's going to try and crack this Rhino for future endeavours for the Lord of Skulls. So I'm not going to be picking up any points this turn, but we just don't care. We want skulls. So actually, we're going to think about this again. What we're going to do is we're going to split Kharn off from this squad. He's going to go for the drop pod, and the rest of this squad will go for the Devastator squad on top. Right, so it's all set. We're feeling good about this. I can feel the blessings of Kharn come forth, especially with this manoeuvre. So we've got Hellstorm template on every single living soul in that sector. So there's 2 combat squads, so we'll split these up. Alright, here we go. Ghost Storm Cannon. 5 wounds on these. Right, they're all dead. Ha ha ha. I'm having so much fun using a lot of skulls. I've been on the end of this so many times. It just feels good to burn other Marines down. Right, this squad. Right, one of them will survive. You're going to do a lookout, sir, on the sergeant, and it'll be on your grav gun, or do you want to keep your grav gun and just have the sergeant perish?
We'll hang on to the sergeant, of course.
Right, so on a 4. Yep, so he hangs on, so we do get that grav cannon, and it's these who succumb to that damage. Right, and then it does extend so far to get the rhino as well. That was our target, and we're having to get everyone on the way. So it's a primary weapon, so we get to choose the best. We'll pick the 5, so that's a penetrating hit. The damage is a 5, so we've blown the Stormbolter off. It's only AP3, it's not going to go any higher, so the Stormbolter is actually a pretty good result, I think. Right, next up we're going to do the Hades Gatling Cannon at the Venerable Dreadnought. So again, 12 shots hitting on 4s. That looks average again. That's a little bit higher than average, that's pretty good. So it's strength 8 against armor 12, even 4s. He's already taken a hull point, but that is more than enough. He's damaged, he's not going to explode, it's only AP3. Venerable Dreadnought is wrecked. He's not going to be able to wield that power fist. Right, next up here we'll fire a couple of bolt pistols on these Devastators, but they get the saves in the end. We're going to do a plasma pistol from Kharn on this drop pod. Gets a hit, strong 6 there, strength 7 is no good. So he's going to have to do that in combat. He's got the skill to do it, and he will do it. So it's on to, well no, should we run this unit? They can't charge. There's nothing much to shoot. We're going to check the range in fact to these Marines, see if we can shave off a few of those. So these Berserkers decide to run behind this tank because he's still got his grav gun active. So, it's on to assault. So this is really the proper turn for Kharn. So we're going to assault this rhino with this spawn here. So he is in. So you've got 2 bolters out the top to overwatch on him. Needing 6s. There's at least 1 6. Even a 5, nope, he is free to try and tear this to pieces. Right, so this squad of Berserkers, they're going to try and charge in on this Devastator squad. So he's going to overwatch with the grav cannon. He's going to need 6s. Does get 2, right, so he's going to need 3s to wound. Got 1 wound, 2 wounds. There's 2 Berserkers dead just outright. That's not good news. It's going to extend the charge a little bit. The Ultramarines fire the bolt guns, do get our armor saves though, so it's extended the charge range a little bit. In the end we're going to need a 6 because we are charging through cover and up a little bit, but with the Maelstrom of Gore you get a plus 3 inches to your charge move, so it's ended up as a 6-inch charge. So we'll see if we can make it. Okay, we'll just make it. We've got fleet actually, so we'll re-roll that one just a bit of, okay, 6 inches will do. Alright, so Kharn's going to make his charge. It's an automatic charge because we've already got a 3-inch charge in there, so he's going to make it in. And then we've got to charge with this unit on this Razorback. So again, they have the 3-inch, double 6. Well, we're going to be able to get what we want to do. We're going to surround the Razorback, tear it to pieces, and then everyone inside will be killed. Okay, all of our assaults are successful, so we're going to see what happens in this phase. We'll start with the spawn. So his random spawny attacks is a 3 this time. Right, so on the table that's poison attacks. It's not going to do him no good against the vehicle. So how many attacks does he get? 4. Okay, so he's actually okay. He's got 4 attacks. He's got 2 for charging because he's got rage. So hitting on 3s against the vehicle. Okay, that's 4, and he's strength 5. Right, there's again it's the same result as the last time. So there's 1 glance, 1 pen. The pen is a 3. So it is snap firing, and the guys on side, they've got to do a snap test as well to see if they're snapping. So then leadership 9. and they fail on a 11, so they're going to be snap firing. So great work from the spawn. Alright, so here the Berserkers swarm this Razorback, kill it, and everyone can't disembark from it because we've surrounded it, so they can't be placed being within an inch of my guys, so they are destroyed. Good work from the Berserkers there. So we're going to go into this combat. So there is a challenge between the two sergeants, or the champion versus the sergeant. The champion has a power axe, so the sergeant might be able to get lucky here. So we'll just do the sergeant first. So he's hitting on 4s. He's got 2 attacks, he is a veteran, and he's got an extra weapon, so he gets 3 attacks in fact. So 2 hits, that's pretty good. Pretty dangerous. If he kills him here, it would be embarrassing. He's taken a wound, and he saves. Okay, Kharn smiles on the combat. Right, I've got everyone else to go now. Right, so the rest of the Ultramarines attack, no damage. So what we're going to do is we'll just do the power axe first, because it'll save rolling loads of dice, and then if there's any survivors, we'll just do the normal attacks from the Berserkers. So the champion, he's going to take all the glory himself. So he's hitting on 3s, he's hit them all. He is strength 5 on the charge, he's got the +1 because of the axe, 2s to kill, there's 4 wounds, there's still 1 guy left, but he's killed his man in the combat, he's claimed his skull and 3 others. So the normal attacks from the Berserkers only killed 2 in the end, so it wasn't enough to kill the guy, and in hindsight we actually should have done the normal attacks first before the power axe, just to see if he would get a roll on the boon table. But because there was 5 guys, the normal combat only killed 2, and then he would have killed the rest anyway. He does get a roll on the boon table, so immediately, so it's going to be 64, so he's not going to be a demon prince. That was close. Right, so I thought that was going to be fantastic, that I'll get a roll D3 plus 1 time on the table, only rolled a 1 for the D3, then got nothing of note, and ended up with Adamantium Will. So I suppose it's Kharn based, that is fairly fluffy, but it's not going to help because there's no Saigers. Right, so Kharn by himself on this drop pod, it's pretty much a sure thing. Because it's immobilized, he hits automatically, so he's going to have 7 strength 7 armor bane attacks, automatic hits on this drop pod. Okay, so Kharn, clearly the drop pod explodes, catches 2 Berserkers in the blast, 1 dies, but Kharn escapes unscathed. So he's now in the open, looking down at some bolt guns, but he's Kharn, he'll be alright. And that is it for Kharn's turn. This sergeant passes his morale check, and he holds. So that is the end of Kharn's turn. We're not going to have any objective points, but we do get lots of blood, we're happy with that. And last thing is Demon Forge on this Lord of Skulls, because he has taken a hull point and he gets it back. So we're going to be +1 attack on his profile, and we do mend the Demon Forge hull point we had. Ultramarines turn 3, they call on a tactical doctor, and again it's another turn gone by that the drop pod hasn't turned up with the second Devastator squad. They need all the firepower they can get at the moment. They're much well, they've got all the points they can handle here. What they want to do is just try and stay alive, and it's going well so far, but you never know. So they want those reserves in, kill as much as they can. So dispersion is what this chaplain orders. So the tactical jump packs, they fan out, don't want to take any more casualties from the load of skulls, because this guy with the grav gun, the sergeant, the last remaining guy, he steps forward, he's going to get us some shots. He's got this tactical squad in support, they're going to try and hose them down as well. This spawn needs to be dealt with though, so this assault unit, they're going to go in to try to take him out. There's another squad, 5-man unit here that got out of this Razorback with a heavy bolter. Lots of bolter shots coming around. Hasn't been that impressive with the bolt guns, have been failing on the wounds. That's been the big thing for the Ultramarines. Astonishing hits, not so good on the wounds. Over here, it's more of the same. More bolt gun shots from these guys. Las cannon shots, long distance bolt gun shots. And this Rhino moves on down just to keep hold of this objective in the corner. So, Ultramarines fighting for their lives here, trying to stop this attack. This breakthrough of Kharn from out of nowhere. Right, drop pod with the Deathwind launcher. The last surviving drop pod fires the Deathwind launcher on this unit of Berserkers. And it scatters, but it still claims one, and it's got to be the nearest, so already dropped one from the Berserkers. Now there's this bolter line to fire in the distance. A bolter line from the Ultramarines on the Berserkers at the top, so yep, tactical doctrine is in play. Right, again, good hits. Now can they get the wounds? This is where the Ultramarines have been suffering a little bit. So pause. Again, just 3 wounds. It's not good enough for the Ultramarines. So 7 on 3s. Still claim 1 though. That's the average. So 1 Berserker goes down. Okay, there's combat squad next. Rapid firing this time. So 10 shots. See, all good. They know how to shoot. They've just been loading potatoes into the guns. So, pause. 2 wounds. Right, that's a lot better. So it's
3, 6, 7.
No, that's a 3 in there.
3, yeah.
3s don't count.
That's 6.
6 wounds on the Berserkers, so here we go. 3 go down, that's the front 3. Severely down in number now, there's only 3 left I think. Right, this is for me, this is the most crucial point in the turn. This last cannon's going to turn, shoot through the flying buttress at Kharn the Betrays, out in the open, might regret his decision of leaving that unit. So he hits on a 3, he's missed, hits on a 3, it's twin linked, hits, just, wounds on a 2. Oh dear. So that's a wound. Kharn's going to save on a 4 through the cover. Come on, Kharn. He saves. Blessed by Kharn. That could have been an insta-kill shot there. That was very scary. The last remaining spawn here, he finally died. My beautiful spawn. He's dead. Killed by this tactical squad and the Rhino. So that allows this tactical jump pack squad. I don't know why I keep calling them a tactical jump pack squad. They're just an assault squad. They fan out. So they've ran 6. So they're getting out of the way of retaliation from the Ghost Storm cannon. So we're going to do more bolt guns at more Berserkers. So in this exchange, the bolt guns fire first. We've managed 4 wounds on the Berserkers. We're going to have to save these on 3s. And we'll manage to save them all. That's good news, but the bad news is the grav guns already fired and already killed 2 Berserkers. So that fired after the bolt guns. So still lost Berserkers. So the grav gun and the tactical doctrine really coming into play. It's vicious, especially in play that 3 times. We might have been able to survive some of this power, but good times ahead. They've run out of tactical doctrines now. And they're not out of the woods yet. Still coming under more fire from this heavy bolted Razorback. Gets 3 wounds. Just got to save these as well. Oh, we've lost another 2. That's a plasma pistol as well. Halved in size now. There's only 4 Berserkers left. So that's the end of the Ultramarines turn 3. Did a lot of good damage there. Halved 2 Berserker squads and got where they needed to be. They've earned 4 victory points. So I don't think the Berserkers have even earned 1 yet, but as we say, it's about blood and skulls and we're getting plenty of that, but no victory points. So the Ultramarines are going to win the day, but do they really win? Do they really? believe it is turn 3, so it's good news. We might score 1 point here. We've pulled area control. If we can clear out all units within 6 of the centre of the battlefield, we'll get a point. If we can do it within 12 inches, we'll get D3 victory points. So we don't know if that's going to happen. It's going to be a long shot, but we might come away with a point here. But again, just to reiterate, we're here for skulls. Nothing but skulls. So this rhino's pulled around the corner here. It's going to fire combi bolter, rapid fire into this remaining sergeant. We're going to try and get a charge off with the remaining berserkers at these 5 tacticals. Should be able to do well there, dare I say. The Lord of Skulls, he sidesteps 12 inches, and again he's found his niche. He's going to put the Flamer Templar here, get 2 squads again, and try to escape the wrath, but it's just not going to happen. Again, covering all 5 models in each squad, so that is looking good. This unit who took out this Razorback last turn, they jumped over the wall. We're going to mount a charge on these 5 tacticals, should be able to get there. And then Kharn attaches himself back to this unit who are conga lining through all this difficult terrain. Now we're going to try and get to this drop pod. If we can get there and take it out, that'll lend itself to the victory point conditions. So we're set up again. We're actually doing pretty well for killing stuff. It's not very well on the points, but who cares? Right, it's Rhino. He's going to fire his combi bolter at this sergeant. So he's in rapid fire. It's combi, so he can reroll. Oh, he's missed. This brave sergeant will live on. Right, I've done our shooting. This squad shoots the pistols at the squad behind the sergeant. Able to kill 1 with a plasma pistol. All the rest of the bolt guns don't really contribute. Over here, fire these 3 bolt pistols, kill an Ultramarine off that squad. So just trying to lessen the overwatch a little bit. And this squad are not in range to fire any plasma pistols at this drop pod. So we've saved the best till last. We're going to do the Hellstorm template, where we said get all of these unfortunate souls, and then we're going to fire the Ghost Storm Gatling cannon at this unit here. We're going to try and shave off a few of the important people. Right, so the Ghost Storm cannon at the needing 2s on the assault squad. That is a bad roll. We've only killed 3 of them, but we do get a flamer. And the sergeant, are you going to do a lookout sir for the sergeant? Yep. Okay, so he gets a lookout sir. So they're down in number. This squad here needing 2s again. Right, full wipeout on those. They weren't so lucky. Okay, we've got the Hades Gatling cannon now. It's going to be at these. We can only see up to the sergeant, so we can only kill 3 if we can hit them. And again, that's pretty good from the Lord of Skulls. And 2s to kill. Oh, they've gotten away. There's 4 wounds there, so it's going to be the 3 that was said. And are you going to do another lookout sir for this sergeant here? Oh, where's that gone? Right, that's off the table. Roll again. Right, that's 3. No good this time. So it's going to be the 3 that you can see. So that's a sergeant gone and a flamer. Okay, we're going straight on to assaults now. So these berserkers are going to hop over the wall and attack these Ultramarines. They've already done the overwatch. Didn't get a 6 or any 6s, so it's going to be a free charge in for them. It's 7-inch charge, extended by 2 because they've gone through cover. But then we're dropping it down 3 because we are the Maelstrom of Gore formation. So we're needing a 6 to get in there on these guys, and we do. So we're in. There's a power sword champion in there, and he's going to issue a challenge. And we're going to get our axes and swords dirty here. Right, no wound from the sergeant. The Ultramarine sergeant allowed him to go first to just laugh at his pitiful effort. He's only got 1 attack and he missed. So the champion of Kharn, here he goes. I said all of them, high weapon skill, 3s to wound on the charge. And there's 4 wounds, so he's killed all of them in 1 swoop of that sword. 4 skulls in the bank. Right, this champion, he killed the character, so he's going to roll on the Chaos Boon table. He's going to get 63. It's not Demon Prince, it's 63. That is feel no pain, that's good, I like that. So they're going to consolidate now. 6 inches. Right, these berserkers are going to charge into this tactical unit now. We're going to boycott and go around this sergeant. So they've done the overwatch, no damage. They did get a 6 but didn't wound. So we're needing a 5-inch charge here. So we do get the 5-inch charge. Reroll this just in case. We do have fleet. So 9 inches in total. So we're going to get amongst those Ultramarines as well. No sergeant in this one, so no Chaos Boon to roll for. No power weapons either for these berserkers. It's going to be a straight up fight. So that is the outcome of that combat, pretty self-explanatory. Too many attacks from the Kharn Berserkers. They just say get enough to do it. Kill 4 guys. Again, the Ultramarines just can't hit in combat. Just not with it. As soon as you take that bolt gun out of the hands, they are no good. 4 more skulls. Last charge of the turn. We've got this long charge in this Kharn Berserker unit going through the wreckage to try and get to this drop pod. It's a 11-inch charge when you consider the cover. But then again, we drop 3 because of the Maelstrom of Gore. So we're going to need an 8-inch charge here for these to get it. It's a 10-inch charge. They are in with 2 inches to spare. Kharn spurs them on from the back. And so they get onto the drop pod. They've done an initiative step pile in. Kharn, surprisingly, he's just getting in there. So good old Kharn. He's going to get all of his attacks. Kharn the drop pod killer. Alright, Kharn the drop pod killer makes that drop pod explode. He's sick of not having skulls. So he almost killed one of his own guys, because I forgot that you would normally automatically hit a drop pod, but Kharn, he always hits on a 2, even if he would need something else. So we did roll a 1, but luckily we only rolled 1 to wound for our Berserker, so he didn't kill anyone of his own. But we wrecked the drop pod, and then in the explosion we lost a Berserker. So he's got some blood in a turnaround way, but he's desperate for some skulls. He's sick of drop pods now. But they are now freed them the middle ground, so there's no friendly unit within, well, no enemy unit within 12 of the centre of the battlefield anymore. It's been a really good turn from the World Eaters, so we will get D3 victory points for that. So we're going to see how many we'll get. 3, so 3 victory points, but hey, victory points aren't skulls, are they? Ultramarines not backing down from this challenge. They've started to deploy now, so we've got the other tactical squad out of this Rhino. There's a sergeant with a power sword, so he's looking menacing. There's a flamer just ready to burn down these berserkers if he can. And the chaplain, he's marshalled the remaining jump packs to try and probably finish off what remains. But we're just glad we're going to get some blood and skulls here, going straight in. The closer to Kharn, the better. This last surviving sergeant, he'll probably contribute as well. And then finally, this last drop pod turns up automatically from reserve. It's missed every chance it could get, so it's forced into the game now. In sort of a repeat of what happened before, it's deja vu. Comes in basically where the other one landed, deposits a mirror squad, exactly the same. 1 grav cannon, the rest were bolt guns, so they're taking that objective once again. But there's another drop pod for Kharn if you would like to kill another one, but I think the skulls are just too much over here. He's finally got some worthy opponents, especially that chaplain coming forward. And this last 3-man Berserker squad, they're going to come under some heavy fire now. The remainder of this assault squad have jumped over the wall to pass the morale check from the skull cannon the last time. The lot of skulls, that is. So they're going to put a flamer on there, try and burn them down, and there's a lot of bolt guns to fire here. And last cannons from here, from the Razorback, and here on the command Chimera. So this is a chotter block with good fighters in this command Razorback, but even they dare not go forward in case Kharn gets a hold of them. So Ultramarines going to do what they do best, lock and load. So Ultramarines are starting a fire here, so literally with the fire, 3 under the template, 2 wounds, going to have to save these on the Berserkers, 2 saves. Pistol from the sergeant, it's a hit, and it's a wound, and it's a death. We'll have to look out, sir, because the champion is the nearest. So he does look out, sir, that, so 1 Berserker down. Both combat squads have opened fire now with the bolters at the same squad. They've played the assault doctrine, so no re-rolls for shooting this turn. So 4 wounds achieved, and that heretic armour is just fine, holding up. Still more though.
So
Close cannon, right. It's a hit. It's a wound. Right. Got to save on a 4. Are we behind cover? So no cover save there. I was wasted for 6. So I'm just down to the champion left, and there's one more las cannon to fire at him. Right, this tank has decided to move flat out to the objective just to claim that, so no las cannon shot. This sergeant might survive. Right, we're coming over here. Now we've got more flamers from this assault squad, so 3 under that template. So like that, so they're going to convert on 4s. And 2 wounds for the berserkers to handle. And no, 1 goes down. Right, there's 2 pistols now.
2 pistols. What got simple 6 gun?
1 hit. 1 wound, getting the wounds now. Saves, right. Another flamer from the tacticals. Yep. So he's going to burn it down the line. He's got 3 under that template. Gets 1 wound. And it's a save. And then a couple of pistols coming at them. And bolt guns. Get all these bolters and assortment. 3's to hit. It's not particularly good from what I can see. Just a couple of hits. 4's. But that is good. 3 wounds. Oh, that is terrible. 3 berserkers shot dead. That's the whole squad. Oh well. Right, the revenge of this sergeant opens fire with his bolt gun, kills a berserker. Lucky it's not the champion because he's actually concealed behind the dreadnought. But the saves are starting to go now on these berserkers. We've got a stonebolter from the rhino at them now. So 1 hit, 1 wound, 1 save. We are getting a save now and again.
Yes.
Heavy bolter, razorback, just never ends at the same squad. So that's 3 hits. 3's to wound. 2 wounds. Right, 2 saves. Good. Right, this Devastator squad, not within 12 of Kharn and his unit, so the grav cannon won't be able to fire because it's a salvo weapon. And the bolt guns are just going to have to be the ones who do the job here, so 4 shots. There's 2 hits and 4 to convert. So again, no good. Got the drop pod now. It's got a stormbolt run at this one. 1 hit. No wounds. So Kharn, the presence of Kharn denies that since he's at the back. Right, last move for the Ultramarines. It's the assault phase. These are going to jump in on this berserker, so he's going to throw a crack grenade at them, and he misses. So they're going to assault in 4 inches. Should just make it there. Right, there we are. The combat is underway. We've got 2 champions fighting each other. Champion versus sergeant in a challenge. So we'll allow the jump part to go first. His combat doctrine is in play, so you can reroll that 3. So it's still just 3 hits. 3 wounds. That's really good for an Ultramarine. Saving. He's failed twice, but this guy has got feel no pain because of his boon. And he saves one of them, but he has been killed. It's unfortunate, but he's going to strike back. He's got counter attacks, he's got an extra attack. It's cocked eye. So he's hit 3 and he's got hatred. He's the veterans of the Long War, so he's hit all them. He's weapon skill 5, wounding on 4s, and he's killed the rest of the squad back. So everyone's killed each other. So the only person who really wins in that exchange is Kharn. Does not care where the blood flows. That's the end of the Ultramarine turn, and again a lot of points. 4 points. Got 1 for this objective, but because the commander is taking it, it's an extra point because of his warlord trait. Objective 6 and 2. So points still coming in thick and fast for the Ultramarines. Okay, World Eaters, not much to move anymore, so it's efficient. So what we're doing is the Lord of Skulls, he comes forward, he's going to put his Hellstorm template on this squad here. It does cover them all. It's going to reach over and get the jump pack guy as well. And we're going to fire the Ghost Storm cannon, the Gatling cannon, at the command vehicle in the corner there. His time will come, and Kharn and the remainder of his squad is going to charge this chaplain and his unit. Going to take them out and claim a worthy skull for Kharn. Now do the Lord of Skulls first. He's got 5 under this template for that squad there. And there's 4 dead. So you're going to do a lookout, sir, for your power sword sergeant. Okay, does not make that, so the flamer still stands, but the forward 4 perish. And we've got 1 guy from this squad here as well, so they're taking a wound. The closest is actually the chaplain. Are you going to take it on your chaplain, on his Rosarius? It's instant death if you're going to do that. Or is he going to try and just pass it off to the next guy?
I'll take it.
He's going to take it. Okay, he does take it. What a brave soul. Okay, pretty good work from the chaplain there. He saved that one. But now it's the Hades Gatling cannon, I think it's called, at this command Razorback. So not good shooting this time. Only 4 hits. Strength 8, 2 pens against the Razorback. So I think it might have a save of 4 there.
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay, we'll see what the damage is. 5 and a 1, so it's snap firing, and 5 means it's a weapon blown off. So that is the last cannon extinct. Right, back over here we're going to have Kharn and his men fire the bolt pistols into the chaplain first and his unit. So 3 hits. Forced to wound. There's 1 wound. Are you going to take this on the chaplain again, or are you going to pass it off?
Yeah, chaplain's here.
Okay, on a 3. And he does, saves it. Kharn with a plasma pistol. He hits on a 2. There's a wound for the chaplain. Needs to save on a 4 if he can. And no, he takes a wound. Feels the singe of that plasma blast. Right, now here's another thing. We've got this combi bolter. He's going to rat a fire into this sergeant, see if we can finally kill this guy. He's been a pest. So it's twin linked. Forced to wound. 1 wound on this sergeant. Will he save? Or will he just become another skull? He saved on a 5. Right, so it's charges, and Kharn's just going to go straight in on this unit. So there is a flamer. How many flames are going to kick up in this wall of death? Just the 1 hit, so on 4. No wound, and then there's 2 pistols to fire. And no, so no hits. So Kharn and his mob, they're going to go in 9 inches plus 3. Going over cover, so -2. So they'll get in quite easily. But Kharn's in there. He's in a challenge with the chaplain. So Kharn comes in with 7 attacks. He should really have 8 since that's the number of Kharn, but for some reason he's 7, but should be more than enough to deal with this guy. So he automatically hits on 2, so they've all hit. Wounds on 2s with strength 7 axe this. Right, the chaplain, he's already taken a wound off the plasma pistol going in. He's got 6 wounds to save on 4s, so he's got to do these 1 at a time on his Rosarius. And he's dead straight away. So he's going to get a roll on the boon table, so we'll do that in a second. And then that's the rest of the wounds just on the jump packs. Kharn gets some skulls for himself.
Skulls for the skull throne!
Right, so Kharn, he's going to roll on the boon table. The big dice is the 10. So nothing of note. As soon as you roll a 1, it's nothing of note, right? So at least he doesn't turn into a spawn. So that is the end of World Eater's phase. So we'll score 3 skulls there, 4 skulls there. Okay, these consolidated 2 inches, just shuffling a bit for that flamer. He's looking dangerous. And that is the end of World Eater's turn. Straight over the Ultramarines. Oh yeah, he's got to check morale for the shooting phase. He passes, so he will stand. Okay, the Ultramarines, their next turn. So the Devastators, they walk forward through the trench. Still, Graf Cannon's not going to contribute this game, it looks like, unless to shoot at the Rhino. Kharn and his mobs moved on. This Flamer still stands. He's going to put these Berserkers to the torch. And there's still just loads of support vehicles going to chip in their firepower. And this Razorback has even got a shot at Kharn. So Kharn's going to have to pass the lookout, sir, unless he wants to be killed.
His second attempt.
So Ultramarines are going to just launch straight into their shooting phase. So this Flamer is going to put his flames of death on this Berserker unit. What he doesn't know is that we were forged in the fire anyway. So it's wounding on 4s. So he gets 1 wound. And yep, we were forged in fire, so we'll just take that one. Right, so the support vehicles are fired now. The Storm Bolter and the Heavy Bolter from this Razorback. 3 wounds on the Berserkers to save. And they pass. The blessings of Kharn continue. And they've got a Ratify bolt gun, or is he going to chance a charge here?
Or we'll fire the Devastators over there.
Alright, so Devastator Doctrine is in play. We've got 4 bolt guns firing at Kharn's unit. So hitting on 3s. And they all hit. Don't need that Devastator Doctrine. 4s to wound. 3 wounds, that's good. And 3 saves. Right, last bolt gun. This Sergeant is having his one last chance to do some damage. He's going to ratify his bolt gun into Kharn's unit. And he's got 2 hits. And 1 wound. And it is a wound on Kharn. He is just such a nuisance. So this Razorback in the distance, he's going to try and shoot Kharn. If he fails to look out, sir, this could be Kharn dead. So you need to hit first on a 3. So he's missed, twin linked. So it's a hit, 2's to wound. Okay, alright, look out, sir, for Kharn. He's looked out, sir, so we'll put it on this guy since they're equidistant. He's got a cover save of 4. And that's absorbed, so that's good news. Okay, another turn in the bag for the Ultramarines, another 4 victory points for just having every objective on the board, just about. Okay, World Eaters, next turn. It's just looking very, very thin now on the ground, so the Lord of Skulls, he turns back. Again, he gets to go his full 12, getting good rolls for movement. So again, we're going to see this massive template just claim the lives of another Devastator squad and a drop pod, hopefully. And then this Gatling cannon is going to try and finish off this Rhino. Kharn, he's separated himself off from the unit again. He's going to personally see to it that this Sergeant dies now for shooting him in the back. We'll try and kill this Marine with the Rhino. And this unit are just going to go on and try and chop up this Razorback just because it's got a heavy bolter and we're sick of it. So we're going to do the Hellstorm template, then we'll do that. And that'll be on this unit, 2s to kill. Right, so there's another Devastator squad dead. There's another 5 bodies, another 5 skulls for Kharn. Thank you very much. And then a drop pod. Primary weapon 1, so best of 2, so it's strength 8, no good, drop pod survives. We'll do the Gatling cannon at this Rhino like we said, so 12 shots. Oh, that's something pretty good. So it's only on its last hull point. This is definitely overkill, but yep, that is gone. Can't make it explode, but the driver is there's a driver in there, and he's got a skull, so we'll have that as well. Alright, onto this Rhino. Gonna try and kill this Flamer guy. Twin linked, this bolter, 2 hits, 4s to wound. There's 2 wounds. He's gonna have to save. Yes, another skull. And then Kharn, he's not going to shoot. He wants to do this in combat. He wants to see this guy's head severed. And these are just not going to bother firing. In fact, we'll throw a grenade from the Sergeant. It's a hit from the grenade, and it's actually a glance from the grenade. I think you got a 4+ cover save behind the sandbag. And that falls off the table. And that is a save. Right, so we're just going to jump straight into the combat here. So that's a 7-inch charge. With the Maelstrom of Gore, we're easily going to get in there. So they'll go in. And we'll try and hack this to pieces. So we'll do the 2 guys with the normal attacks first. 3's Herod. Okay, and these are strength 5 because they've got furious charge. And look at that, 3 pens. Cool. Well, doesn't blow up, can't blow up, got no AP value, but there's another vehicle dead, another skull, if you count the driver. So Kharn is now going to go into that assault. So the sergeant, 2 overwatch shots. No, no, not at all. He's feeling under pressure now. Kharn is upon him. Okay, this should be easy work for Kharn. 7 attacks. Going to cherish this for all we can, and he's hatred, and then 2's to kill. Right, there we go. He's dead 100 times over. We've chopped his skull into dust.
Skulls for the skull
So
throne!
we'll actually just go straight onto the Chaos Boon table. Big one's the 10. 33. Right, 33 is +1 toughness, so he's now toughness 5. He can't be insta-killed, but I just think the game just slid away from us there. But we've got plenty of skulls. But the points
were
like we're always in for the skulls. So there we go then.
Could have been
A success for the World Eaters.
Having rolled 4 D3s and rolled a 1 for each could have been a hell of a lot worse.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, because that was clearly a draw if you consider the skulls.
Yeah, skulls for points wise, I think you will.
Well, that's what I wanted to hear. So there we are, a victory for the World Eaters.